Sierra Nevada and California. So I said, you know what? Why don't we try their flagship beer? And I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what year they made it, but it's probably back in the late 90s, I would assume. We could look it up if we wanted to. But so we decided we're going to start with this pale ale, and then we're going to go to one of their new offerings that they just released here in 2018 and kind of compare their original flagship beer to their new ship, is what I call it, the new ship beer. So yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Cool.
So we're going to pour this. You ready?
What about that? Yeah, I was listening to that podcast on the way over here. It's good stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we'll open both of these. We'll pour both of these guys.
Man, I don't know the last time I had a paleo, specifically from Sierra Nevada.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's probably been a while. Too, so. They've had so many new things that have come out here recently. They're catching up, and we'll talk about it here shortly, but they're catching up with all the new New England style IPA craze that's going around.
Yeah.
So much reaching going on. So this is going to be definitely different than what everybody's drinking these days.
Right.
These guys are kind of the originators. We'll give you a tad bit more here, Dan.
All right, thank you. You thought I get the last pour.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm gonna give myself the last pour, just a tiny bit.
All right. So if I look at Untapped here, it says the Sierra Nevada Brewing Company Pale Ale. It's our most popular beer. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is a delightful interpretation of a classic style, has a deep amber color and an exceptionally full-bodied, complex character. Generous quantities of premium Cascade hops give the pale ale its fragrant bouquet and spicy flavor. Ooh.
5.6 ABV, 38 IBUs, so kind of low on the bitterness scale.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's awesome. And I tell you, I can see from your videos and your Facebook, I've kind of stalked you a little bit over the past couple of days, trying to get to know you a little bit before you came in. And I could see that. I could see that your kids are probably really good kids, because you seem like you got a really good heart, and you care about people, and you're out there trying to make the world a better place, it looks like. Yeah, at least through music or whatever. But
yeah, their mom is awesome too. Like, she's better at explaining things to children than I've ever seen. Like, the way I was raised and the way I think a lot of people are raised, like, kids are not necessarily to be seen and not heard, but like, you're a kid when it comes down to it.
Right.
We don't need to explain this to you. We don't feel that it's necessary.
Right.
But my wife makes that extra effort. Like, I learned so much from her. Like, wow, I need to do better, because she's really knocking it out of the park there. So
right,
yeah.
And I agree. Sometimes you just got to say, look, it's just because I said so. That's what my mom used to tell me. Because I said so. That's why. But yeah, I think it's kind of good to maybe not over-explain, but yeah, let's explain a little bit why I think this way, and you'll get a better understanding with it, and hopefully you'll push that forward.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a fine line.
What are you laughing about, kid?
Nothing.
What are you talking about?
You can't sit there and keep that to yourself.
We have the same fucking position right now.
In the same.
We're both wearing khaki
chinos.
pants. I know. Like, fuck.
All right. Well.
You guys are twins.
Yeah. Well,
we didn't plan
co-host. This is the uniform, apparently.
Oh, I guess so.
Khaki pants. No one sent me them. If you're left out now, but.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, over-explaining, that's my, like, when I do explain, I tend to go tell them way too much, and they're checked out a minute,
right.
2 minutes.
Yeah, that's so the balance that you got to have is what's getting through and what's just kind of going out the other side of the head, because they've checked out.
Yeah.
I did that all the time.
Yeah, Caleb checks out on me all the time when I'm talking to him.
Really good at it. Like, they even notice at work. Oh yeah, when I'm at work and there's nothing going on, I can just look forward and I'm thinking about stuff, but I'm not doing anything physically. I am a statue at this point, and I can hear people talking, but I don't even listen. I can't hear it, like understand what they're saying. And then all of a sudden I'll hear my name over and over again, and it checks me right back in. I feel like Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Walter Mitty, yeah.
Walter Mitty. That's what I feel like. So
who was that guy?
It was Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was actually an old Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and I think it was.
I did not know that.
I didn't know it was a remake either.
I think it. Who's the guy that played Barney Fife?
I know all
that
these people.
actor.
Yeah, he was on Three's Company.
Here, I will look it up. Since we don't
anyway,
have.
I think he was the
guy to do
original
this.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Really?
But so let me ask you, Caleb, is that like when you're zoned like that? Do you? Oh man, I have so many questions for you now. But like, is it do you feel like it's kind of a meditative state?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm just kind of going through what I need to do at what point and what step allows me to get to the next step. At the same time that I'm thinking about other things that I have to do in the future and seeing what I can fit in between.
That doesn't sound meditative at all, Caleb. That sounds like work.
Yeah.
Oh, like, I guess I could see that.
You're organizing, like.
But it makes me.
Get that
It
mic in a little
eases
bit
my
closer, Dan, if you
anxiety.
wouldn't mind.
Yep, no problem.
When I have the plan set up.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
So I guess it's just decluttering my mind, which in my brain is meditating.
No, yeah, that's awesome.
So I can just focus on the next step.
That's so cool.
Although I guess the entire time I'm focusing on like 8 steps ahead. So I don't know. I'm getting too deep now.
Do you feel refreshed? Like that was the other thing I thought. It's like if you could just like kind of zone like that, do you feel like kind of refreshed when you come back from it? Or,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. That's so cool.
It's like mowing the lawn.
I have to like try to reach that state. Like I have to make effort to. But it's cool that you can just kind of. I feel like you're a yogi and you don't know it, man. Like.
Oh, without
Maybe
the
do know it.
yoga.
I just don't know.
I can't. I mean, do I have to do yoga well to be a yogi?
I don't think so. Or no, maybe I mean like a guru.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
jeez.
something like that.
I'm a guru now.
Getting there. Maybe. Yeah. You need a little more instruction, but you'll get there.
Oh man, what inspiring
Are you a guru
words!
trainer?
Yeah, I'm his trainer.
Whoa,
No.
no.
But speaking of that, how do you guys even know each other? I mean, Caleb was the guy that recommended that you be on the show. He was just
Thanks, man.
amazed by you and said you'd be a great guest, and he really liked you a lot. And I don't even know how you guys met, how you guys got involved with each other.
Well, we were married once.
Nice. So that's the first.
That was
wife.
the first one.
Yeah.
No, that makes me the
so
wife.
Much,
Yeah.
She changed so much.
My hair betrays me.
Oh,
Let's
man.
see. How did we meet through the coffee shop or through Whitney?
I think through the coffee shop.
Okay.
First, yeah.
So he
Yeah,
plays
just-
music at Coastal, and I worked at Coastal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we said, for a lot of years.
That makes sense. I didn't know if you met him at Homegrown or Coastal, but Coastal makes more sense.
Yeah, Coastal.
Actually, I don't really see you at Homegrown.
I mean, I'm there sometimes, but I got 4 kids, man.
Oh no, I mean, I just started being there more often. So
Yeah, no, I'm actually playing there on the 28th.
I mean, do you have a regular gig up there? Is that like the 4th Friday of the month or something like that? Or?
It's not regular. I've been playing there for the past couple of years on and off, and I think Caleb would like it to be more regular. He's mentioned that, but I'm just like having kids and trying to juggle schedules and stuff like that.
Sure.
Sometimes it's hard to commit to something on a steady basis. So there have been times where I've like not done anything for like 6 or 8 months, not played out at all.
Right.
And so I think so. It's
Yeah.
been a little sporadic, but
I've seen your name on the chalkboard there and on the
Yeah, I
paper a
love
couple of times, but I've never had a
Homegrown.
chance to see you. But I've definitely seen you on there, and I thought it was a Friday thing, right? Normally Fridays.
Yeah, usually. So yeah, Homegrown and Coastal, I love both of those places, like venue wise, and they're just so. Homegrown, when it first opened, my wife wrote. She writes for Azalea magazine, so she wrote.
You was telling me that today. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's really good.
She wrote an article about Homegrown when it first opened, and so that's like how we met Caleb, and hit it off. Caleb's just such a like.
he's talking about Caleb Taylor,
Right,
yeah,
Caleb
by the way.
Taylor, yeah.
And what's
Oh,
the
so-
wife's name? So we
we
can
got
give her
funny
a shout
story.
out for Azalea. I mean, what's
Jana Riley.
okay?
Yeah.
And she still writes for the
Mhm.
Azalea magazine.
Yep, she writes for them. They have 2 other magazines they do as well. So
Okay.
That's
Very
one of my
cool.
favorite magazines of all time.
this is they do it really well.
It is
Yeah.
like the design and layout is
The layout, the artwork, I mean, everything is
beautiful.
Very good. It's just the right amount of content in there. I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, the thing that I love that they do is that when it comes to their feature articles, there are no advertisements within their feature articles, which is, I just think that's really cool because you can have like 20 uninterrupted pages of just content, and it's like this isn't like you feel like you can actually read it instead of like
you could be a part of
you don't
the
feel
conversation.
like they're forcing you onto something else. I mean, it's just the content that they're interested in.
So it's cool. But yeah, the reason I brought that up was just to say that's how how I met Caleb, and I just loved. As soon as I walked in there, I just loved that place. It was so small. It's before he had the TVs up when he sold out.
Oh, I didn't sell out. Come on.
Oh no!
Ooh,
sorry.
Sorry,
Bring in the flame.
They listen to fanfare. They listen to the customers.
He and I have a grudge going. So yeah.
If he didn't have the TVs, I wouldn't have been able to watch grammar. The fencing.
Oh, tonight, yeah, we were.
It was so exciting.
It was kind of exciting, actually.
Being so sarcastic, it was really boring.
What was fencing like that?
It was
that on NBC or
I have no
it was
clue.
college fencing, right?
I don't know.
Who was playing or fencing or whatever.
It was just that's what he had on TV.
But then we saw, because I don't watch fencing at all, but we saw they're tethered. They got like a tethered
string,
that's
thing on the back.
That's next level fencing.
Yanking
tethered
back.
fencing.
I don't even know what that means.
Level 2.
Are they trying to protect the other person so they can pull them back if they're getting ready to stab them in the face?
Stabbed, they don't have to walk out there to pull you in.
Yeah,
they just
It's like a giant hook.
I don't understand.
attached.
If anybody understands it, please email us at craftconversationspod@gmail.com and explain what the tethering on fencing is all
Include
about.
sources and have it in MLA format, please.
And synopsis. I need to know. We could look it up right now, but I'm not going to waste time on it.
I don't understand that.
Somebody please tell us what the tethering is in college fencing.
Yeah, I don't even know. Out of all the options, that was what he had up there. So it's not even like he's using the TV as well.
Well, he had Major League Baseball on the other one, right?
Yeah, that was all right. I'll give him credit
It's
for
kind
that
of
one.
relevant. And the other one's kind of obscure,
I guess
which he does.
It's kind of funny now that you think about it.
Balance though, you got like something like All-American baseball and fencing.
Right.
All right,
So
all
like,
right.
A little something for
Yeah, no,
everybody.
props on that.
That's pretty funny.
I think he pulled it off.
All right, well, plot twist.
So what's next?
Well, none of us have finished our beer yet, so we're not going to the next one.
What's next? Yeah. So what's today? Monday. So yesterday you just did a Porch Jam.
Yeah.
I didn't make it out there. I apologize. I think I told you I was going to try and make it out there. I did try, but I didn't.
I mean, it's the effort.
How did that go?
It's effort that counts, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to, and we've got another one coming up May 13th.
Yep, May 13th.
Yeah, so I want to get out there for the next one for sure. But how did that go yesterday?
It was a lot of fun. We had probably over the 3 hours, I would say between 50 to 60 people come out.
Nice.
And
this is where?
It's
Where's
at
it
the
located?
Knightsville General Store. So they've got like a really cool, just an old house that it's turned into a general store. Found out about that through my wife too. She like introduces me to all the cool things apparently. Yeah. But yeah, so they got a really nice front porch and they've got a front yard, so people can just set up lawn chairs and blankets and stuff, and then we set up, the musicians on the front porch. So
yeah,
we had I want to say 16 different musicians.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's pretty awesome. And
Over 4 hours, right? Like 1 to 4.
Yeah.
3
well,
hours. I guess.
3 hours.
Yep.
Yeah. And so it's the thing that I love about it is just that to everybody, like you get such a variety of people, and that might not be for everybody, but it's just cool to see. Like we had an 11-year-old and her father play.
Oh,
And
neat.
she sang Hotel California and like nailed it.
Nice.
Layla and Brian Anderson, they did awesome. And then we have, I don't know if you guys know Bart Farmer, or he goes by Arjuna also, but he does this really cool like Indian mantras and stuff. and like he plays guitar and plays the flute and stuff. And you know, again, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's like it's something that's here in the community. You know, I think being open-minded and welcoming to like different styles of music and, you know, all different skill levels is just, I think that's what builds community and draws people together. So
right. So was it like an open mic type thing, like amateurish, or was it just like kind of, I mean, I don't want to call them not legit musicians.
Yeah,
but.
No, I understand the question. So it is, it's similar to an open mic in that I'm not like, you know, trying to set some certain bar that you have to meet before you can be a part of it.
Right.
You know, the way that I work it is, you know, the less I know and have heard you, when you first play is you'll probably get one or two songs, and then once we hear what it sounds like, we can, you know, give you a little bit more of a time slot. But you know, trying to get in as many people as possible, the time slots are limited anyway. So, but I really kind of I have to admit, this setting up the Porch Jam was really kind of selfish because I do have 4 kids. And I am limited on time. When I saw it, I was like, this is somewhere I could bring my family. And like,
oh, it's a good idea.
You know, Coastal is great to hang out with, but even with small kids, like they're wanting to climb on the coffee bean bags, and they're like, and I'm trying to play music, and my wife's like pulling them off of the shelf. You know, it's like, you know, this is just an open space where the kids can just run around and go nuts and play while the parents are able to see them and enjoy some music and some company. So
sure.
But it's cool. But yeah, so, you know, looking for gigs that are like end before 9 o'clock at night are just kind of hard. So I was like, well, mid-afternoon on a Sunday, that's, you know, right after church, and gives people time to do what they feel like they need to do, and then come out and kick back. So,
all right. Absolutely. And is it already booked for May 13th? Are you still looking for other people to join, or what?
Yeah, I'm always looking for other people. We're pretty booked already, and we've got some, man, May 13th is going to be awesome. We've got some really good
the weather should be perfect at that point. I mean, it was probably perfect yesterday, but
yeah,
maybe
it was nice.
Chilly,
it was a little chilly at first, but it warmed up. But yeah, we've got on May 13th, there's this young girl from Somerville High School named Faith Schuler. She's like, man, her voice, like, she just knocks it out of the park. She's got an awesome voice. She's playing, and then another guy, Clayton Lewis. Yeah, you know Clayton.
We're gonna have. Yeah, we talked to him the other night.
Yeah, we saw him at Old Trolley.
Yeah.
Public house.
Cool. Yeah, Clayton. I just met Clayton at the last Porch Jam, but been getting to know him a little bit. Seems like a really cool guy. But he plays. He's great. Like, he sounds awesome. And Clayton and Faith, like, did some duetting at the Flowertown Festival this past weekend. So I convinced them to do some of that at the Porch Jam. So it should be
very
pretty
cool.
good. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, actually, because we really enjoyed Clayton the other night. We talked to him. We're gonna try and have him on. He's very excited about it. Do we have him scheduled at all? No.
Not yet.
All right, but he's interested. Yeah, Clayton.
Cool.
Up and comer.
Yeah.
Young dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got an awesome voice. Like, and his original stuff is well written too. It's good. So
very nice.
Yeah, that's what I had to ask the bartender. I was like, hey, is this guy playing covers or are these originals? He's like, I'm pretty sure they're originals. I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's cool. I got to talk to him.
Yeah.
Which is what I like about you. You play mostly originals, from what I understand, right? I mean, you don't do a lot of covers because why?
I'm lazy.
Lazy, but it seems like it's more work to write your own damn song when somebody's already done the work for you.
I don't know. From my perspective, when I got my first guitar, so my father plays guitar. I have 2 older brothers that also play guitar, but in my family, it was kind of like everyone for themselves. It's like they would show me a chord or 2, but that was like, it was no like lessons or anything like that. Not my oldest brother, but the one between me and him, he's just really good, you know, gifted musician. He can pick up pretty much. I've seen him just pick up an instrument he's never seen before, and within 5 minutes, it sounds like he knows what he's doing.
That's crazy.
And so he's got a gift in that way. And so when he was like 16 or 17, and I was like 13 when I first started playing, he was playing like Van Halen, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai.
Wow,
like
those
just
are
like
big names.
Like doing all this stuff. And I'm like, hey Pat, can you show me some stuff? And he's like, yeah, just do this. And then he'd like play this Joe Satriani like riff, and I'm like, what'd you do? And he's like, you just go like this, and that's. I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna learn anything from you.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys are what's that called? The finger.
Yeah, harmonics and all that.
All
stuff,
those guys are like that, same style.
Yeah, and so that like I just kind of was like, well, I'm just gonna learn chords. I actually met a guy who wrote a lot of original stuff, and so we would jam together sometime. Man, Jay LeMay, I haven't thought of that name in a long time, but he was a cool dude, and we would hang out and just play each other, our songs that we're working on and work on stuff together. But yeah, so I just started, I tried to learn some songs that were popular at the time, and I was like, this is just too much work. Like, these songs are just coming to me, like I can just write them, write my own stuff. And so that's what I started doing, and been doing it ever since. And I have learned some covers now, because I have a family that likes some songs that they might want to recognize now and then.
Right.
So, and I enjoy playing them too, for sure.
So what do you find is the hardest part of being a musician?
Just time, man. Like enough time
Well
to do
said.
it. Like, I wish I had all the time that in the world to do it, but I don't. And so that was one thing that was kind of cool. This past weekend, I was out at the Flowertown Festival, and my in-laws have a house right on South Main, like right down from where the rides are.
I think this is what I want to ask them about.
Oh my God!
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, it's okay.
It's exciting.
So, so anyway, I just set up like out in front of their house, like just in their yard next to the sidewalk, and just was playing out there randomly. And then I had a couple friends come out. Matthew Chrisman. I don't know if you guys know Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew's a super cool dude. He's like one of the most positive people you'll ever meet. Just like, if you're not friends with him on Facebook, add him. I promise he will add you.
We're friends.
Okay.
Okay.
He and when he posts stuff, it's so positive. He's like, "Good morning," like, "You're special. Have a great day," or like, "You're special and you're loved." He says stuff like that, and I'm like, thank you, man. Like, I feel special and loved right now.
That's
Nice.
super cool.
Yeah, we need more of that. For sure.
So he's awesome, and he's a really good musician. He's only been playing for like 2 years, but he's got this cool voice that's just like, it's not like anyone I've heard around here or in a while. It almost has like a kind of an emo sound to it, but he's like does like Tom Petty and Neil Young are some of the covers that he'll do. But his original stuff is like just really uplifting stuff too. So
he's singer-songwriter, just guitar or
singer-songwriter,
whatever.
Yeah, and so he came out and played, and then Butch, Martin Butcher, that's his actual name.
No.
You guys,
I don't think so.
he's been hosting the longest running open mic night in Charleston at the Ice House every Sunday night from 10 to 1. Butch, he's
The Ice House in Somerville?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Upstairs, downstairs?
Upstairs, yeah. Yeah, and so he's been doing that for 15 years.
Oh my God!
And that was when when I first met him, like years ago. We met 15 years ago, and then we lose touch for like 4 or 5 years, and we'd see each other. But anyway, long story short, Butch he's been doing that open mic for 15 years, and he's been playing like 4 or 5 nights a week for the past 10 or 15 years too. Like he's been in it for sure. So they came out and played at the Flowertown Festival, but that was cool. I was just set up out there and was playing, and it came to me, and I don't know why. Like, I feel like I never acknowledged this before, but I was like, I love playing music for people. Like, it just brings me joy, and like to be able to sit there and know there are like hundreds of people just walking by, and just hearing me play music. I don't know why I love that. Like,
No,
it
that's
seems kind of
awesome,
weird,
though.
but like it just occurred. Like, and I've always known that I like it. I enjoy it. Obviously, I want to do it, but I never realized that. Like, I love it. It's awesome.
That's super cool.
Thanks.
Right. So what I was talking about So I was pulling up some videos. You know, like I said, I wanted to get to know you and kind of get to know your music a little bit before you came on, so I could have something to talk about. But I saw a video, and I think it was from this past weekend. Maybe it was a previous Azalea festival, but it looked like you were sitting out in front of somebody's yard, maybe in the park somewhere, and you were playing some music, and all of a sudden a guy came up with a cajon. Was that just this weekend?
That was my cajon, yeah.
Okay, so you knew the guy.
No, I didn't know the guy.
Okay.
Oh my
So you had
God.
the cajon just sitting there, and somebody came up and said they wanted to play with you?
Yeah.
And then a couple kids came up, and the kids were like just disrupting everything. They were trying to play your guitar. They were
that's
beating on the
hilarious.
cajon. They were all in the frame and stuff. And you were like, "Hey, back up a little bit. We're trying to play some music here."
Yeah.
And then you guys
do it in
jammed
nice
a little
way.
bit. And I thought it was just hilarious that these kids were just out of control, just coming up messing with you. And you handled it very well. And then the mom came around eventually.
Oh, actually,
and
that was my
kinda-
wife.
Oh, was it your
Yeah,
wife?
she
That
was
kinda
like,
corralled him.
she was like standing. She was off camera. She's like, "Whose kids are these?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. I don't see the parents anywhere. There's five of them. I don't know
Right.
where they came from."
Cool. So
So
yeah,
she came around
She
and,
corralled him. Yeah.
yeah,
And then you
yeah.
guys jammed out a little bit, and it was
Yeah.
great. It
Yeah.
was fantastic. But I thought it was just hilarious. These kids came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that
It
was
just
fun.
disrupted the whole scene.
Yeah, that kid that came up, his name's Gus. He's a senior.
And they weren't rude about it. I mean, they were just being kids.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They were
No,
just interested and intrigued and whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, those kids. I don't know if you saw after that. Was that? Oh yeah. It was one of those kids that he wanted me to play like a song, some kind of song for him. I was like, "So what kind of song do you want?" And I was like, "Do you like bunnies?" Like, because I have this bunny song I play for my kids, and he's like, "No, I like sharks." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." He's like, I want a shark song. And I was like, "You got it." So I played a shark song for him.
You had one
And
just
he's
queued
like-
up.
He was like, well, it was terrible.
Yeah.
He didn't know, though. He was too. Like,
I was
whatever
hoping
it
we
was.
would maybe get a chance to hear that shark song.
I don't remember it at all, other than to say that it was about blue sharks. He said it had to be about blue sharks, and blue sharks are the fastest in the ocean. And I was like, okay, blue sharks are the fastest in the ocean. That's my lyrics right there.
Very
So,
cool.
But yeah, so the kid that came up that played the cajon, he came up and he put a tip in the jar, and he was like, I finished my song. He was like, "Hey, could I jam with you? Like, could I play the cajon?" And I was like, and not, I was just expecting like whatever. Usually when people are kind of
Right, that's exactly
timid
what I
with the
saw,
cajon, like people don't know to hit it hard. And then when he sat down and started playing, I was like, "Oh my God, this is
He
awesome!"
did great.
Like,
and I told Caleb today, I thought it was maybe set up, that maybe you staged this guy to come in.
Yeah.
I thought it was very good.
no, and so his mom actually works at the Knightsville General Store, is what I found out afterwards. So it was like kind of like a weird connection. I tried to get him to come out to the Porch Jam, but he wasn't able to make it. He had some other stuff going on. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It did seem like I enjoyed it.
Yeah, those
That's
kids
crazy.
were hilarious. Oh my goodness. Faces painted with like shark faces and
A blue shark.
blue shark. Yeah.
Fastest in the ocean? Or was it sea?
Yeah, in the ocean.
Oh, in the
Yep,
ocean.
the entire ocean.
Oh,
Not the sea, because the sea is like a smaller segment of an ocean usually,
Oh.
or like off of an ocean.
Really?
I think. Yeah, like think about it.
Oh.
Mediterranean Sea is kind of separated from the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, the ocean
Yeah.
is bigger.
Yeah.
I guess.
The Baltic Sea is like separated from the ocean.
all
Makes
right.
sense. The Dead Sea. Yeah,
Yeah.
all those seas.
You
Like
learned
they're not
something.
necessarily completely surrounded by land with like a lake, but usually they're like inland somewhere.
Right.
What's a free lesson, everybody?
I don't know. Like that's just I totally just made that up. Right
Oh,
now.
man.
No.
I was gonna...
No, that's what I always assumed, because when you look at the
I
map,
think
and
that
you see
sounds
seas,
right.
Like that's what they're like. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Eventually, we want to have a TV here somewhere where we're going to be fact checking, and
Oh,
we'll show
yeah.
you a screen and we'll scroll up and we'll
Hopefully,
take a look at some shit.
we'll have a
But
screen
not
here,
tonight.
and then just another person hidden away in a lost closet
That can
just
do
stores
that.
it.
Yeah,
for us.
just like
we're
throws it
definitely going to hire somebody that's going to
Yeah.
do all that stuff for us.
man,
They're
that
going
would
to be
be-
sitting
that would be so
behind the
cool.
Ninja
If
Turtle
anybody wants to
blanket.
interview, please email
Yeah,
Craft
any interns wanna come
Conversations
up?
Pod
You got to just put
we
that
got
on.
empty glasses, right? We have no
Oh, yeah.
glasses right now, so
There
we're
we
going
go.
to, let's open our second beer, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Cool.
So this will be a comparison.
This is the new
Right. Yeah, we decided, like I said, we talked the other night about the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and then we talked about the Torpedo.
Sure did.
I didn't want to get the Torpedo. There's so many new things out there from Sierra Nevada. I said, well, why don't we get something new and compare the old to the new, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we've done. I went out and found a hop box, I guess. I had 4 different experimental hop stuff from Sierra Nevada. So this is the Experimental Hop IPA. I'm assuming it's 2018. I think it is. If I look at this thing on the description, the new style in IPAs is to highlight heavy hop aroma with intense bitterness, and this lightly hazy IPA does just that. It features the native-grown FZMR2 hop varietal known for its mango-forward flavors, and the HBC 472 hop, which adds notes of toasted wood and vanilla. So we're going to have some mango in there, a little toasted wood, vanilla, whatever.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. So we got 2 of these as well, 12-ounce cans.
Pretty strong hop is what it said there. Yeah.
Probably going to be a little bitter and a little sweet as well from the mango.
I am excited.
Are you ready?
Too,
You
yeah.
getting the back of the can? Oh, they both look the same, the back and the front. All right.
I'm ready, man. Let's do
Get
this.
Out of the way. We're going to pop this can.
Oh.
We'll get Dan set up here first.
Nice.
Give him the Wicked Weed glass.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel about Wicked Weed?
I like it. It's good.
Good. Have you actually had any?
Yeah.
Do you like the sours or do you like pernicious? Yeah, I feel so snobby right now.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
When I've had this, someone gave it to me and told me what it was, and I don't remember. Man.
I think that's good enough.
A little more, Dan.
I'm the worst at remembering like what makes what beers what, and like my music equipment. Like I know the chords plug in where they plug in, but what model guitar do I play? I don't know what model my guitar is, and I get asked that stuff all the time, and I feel like such a poser. I'm like, I don't know my guitar model. Like
That's fantastic.
yeah.
Well, I read a synopsis of you on Facebook, I think, on your Facebook page, Dan Riley Music. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Something about your first guitar that you got didn't you sand it down and paint it or something? Is that the guitar you have here today?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have that anymore. It was a piece of
So
junk.
what's the story on that?
So, yeah, my uncle had this guitar in his basement. That beer's good.
Yeah.
He had this guitar in his basement, and
Yeah, we need to talk about
it
the
just
beer.
been
Okay.
sitting there for however long, broken strings, just like in the corner, being neglected. And, I kick myself now for what I did to it, because it was a natural wood, but it was a hard body electric. And I took it, but it was kind of banged up, and so I was like, I'm just gonna like paint it. And so I sanded it, and I spray painted it green and yellow.
That's what I remember here.
And I'm like thinking back, I'm like, what was I like? What was I thinking? That doesn't make sense. And I didn't know that guitars are supposed to be, set up a certain way. So I just pulled the neck off of it and stuff, and sanded everything, and then put it back together. I mean, it played decently enough for me to start learning how to play. And my father had this acoustic that had been in our basement, and the action on the distance between the neck and the strings.
Totally. Yeah.
It was like 2 inches on it. The guitar had bowed because it was in the humidity in the basement up in Rhode Island where I grew up. And so I learned to play on that, and that was, you hear about people's fingers bleeding when they learn how to play guitar, and that was a finger splitter. Those guitar
you had to push
strings
it further.
Yeah. But so I took that guitar my uncle gave me and just sanded it down, painted it, put it back together, and that's what I started learning on. It was my first official guitar.
Okay.
So.
And how old were you?
It was 8th grade, so 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around there.
Right.
And
And
so,
haven't looked back. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what started it all.
Yep.
Awesome.
yeah, and like I said, I started writing music pretty much just right as soon as I knew chords. I started writing my own stuff, and I was a girl crazy teenager.
So you're writing stuff for girls and stuff? I mean, was that your first music?
I'm not going to answer that question. My wife will be like, who are these bitches?
Come on, man. That was way back when. Yeah.
Oh, no, she doesn't care, man. She'll take them out.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so, writing songs for girls or writing, like, lovelorn love songs and, or forlorn. I don't know what the word is for that, but yeah. So, yeah, sappy stuff.
Yeah.
But I wrote some decent stuff too. So,
yeah.
I have one song that goes back all the way back to 10th grade. It's a blues song that I play. And I took guitar in high school for 1 year. And the teacher didn't know how to play guitar. So he taught theory, but he was a piano player, and his name was Mr. K. And Mr. K was
and this was in Rhode Island.
Yeah, in Rhode Island.
Okay.
And Mr. K was, I forget what nationality he was, but just like a really lively, like kind of boisterous kind of guy. Had this big pot belly. His shirt never completely covered his pot belly. You always got 2 inches at the bottom. So a little midriff's going on with Mr. K.
Yeah.
And he was a cool teacher though. He could turn any song into a polka. He'd take like Metallica, Enter Sandman, and dun, 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 dun. He turned any song into a polka.
Nice.
He played. Oh man, I'm going on about Mr. K, but he was pretty cool. He played music.
No, I mean, it sounds like he influenced you, so that's good.
Yeah, he played music at this restaurant called the Venus de Milo. And he was a little bit of hard of hearing, so I used to do this joke. I kind of feel bad for this. But I would say, hey, Mr. K. And this is like with all the class in there. He's like, yeah, Riley, Mr. K, you play at the Penis this weekend? Oh, yeah, I played at the Penis. And the whole class would like bust out laughing.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, and he's like, why is everybody laughing? Why is that funny?
Right.
But he would get mad at me a lot. And I was fortunately the type of kid who teachers would get really like frustrated with because I push it like right to that line. But I was funny enough and like nice enough to where I usually didn't get in trouble. So
yeah.
That was it was fun. I had a lot of fun in this class.
Yeah, that seems to be where a lot of artists are. They're like the class clown growing up or whatever. Sometimes they're just quiet and didn't say anything. Maybe that was you. Yeah. But it seems like they were kind of outgoing and extroverted, a little class clownish, whatever, disruptive, artistic, whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember if there was a reason behind that story now, but I just got lost in Mr. K land for a minute.
No.
But I think I was just thinking about the blue that I was talking about, that blues song that I wrote. And actually I learned 12-bar blues in his class, and so that and the blues pentatonic scale and that sort of thing. And so I wrote that song while I was in his class, and I still play it from pretty much every gig. So
right.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's really cool to me. I don't know why.
Oh, thanks.
Cool story.
I don't think there's anything that I did art-wise that long ago that I even remotely have anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is even like good enough to acknowledge.
Right. Well, you said the other night something.
I wouldn't say it was
like,
good. It's a space filler. You got 3 hours to fill, man.
Yeah.
Got to do something.
Hey, blues, I mean, there's soul in it. It works.
Right. Yeah.
So is that how you would describe yourself? Blues?
Yeah. I mean, I've always had difficulty describing myself because I do play like some focus kind of stuff. I would call it like alternative. Definitely, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. Like that music was definitely a huge influence on me. Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of I'm drawn to folk. I like a lot of old country. Newer country's not my thing, but like the old country and old folk and old
like
blues,
a rockabilly type thing. Or?
Yeah, I like that stuff too. Yeah, and so it all kind of influenced me. I love Bob Dylan and that era of
Yeah, I think
music,
you
so.
said Folkish or something on your
Yeah,
website.
yeah. So I think I say like folkish bluesy rock, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
You should get that printed on a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's a good,
folkish.
it's a good description. I like it.
I would listen to that genre, which I
Folkish.
guess is already explained. I enjoy your music, so
Oh,
it
thank
works.
Yeah.
Did you always stick to that kind of genre, or what did you play like in the beginning? What was your favorite, or what was easy
Yeah,
or comfortable?
So in the beginning, it was more along like probably mellow rock kind of stuff, but also like I don't know how else to call it.
Like Boy George.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Culture
exactly.
Club, Little
That's right.
Wham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, you said 80s, so that's.
Yeah. No, that was earlier than my 80s. My 80s were. I don't even know what I was listening to in the 80s. I do remember. What's the guy that Joe. No. I forget.
Where's the intern?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
But
what you're
yeah,
talking about.
So I think my style's definitely evolved over time and evolving. Like I like a lot of I love to hear bluegrass music. There's just so much different stuff out there that I think is hard. I think it kind of sometimes will fall under the name Americana. I really hate that word though, so I
Yeah, it
cannot
seems to be
label
thrown around quite often
myself that.
lately.
Yeah, I
You
just
can hear the hatred in your voice.
I mean, and I'm sorry to people who love Americana, like I truly am. But just the word, the way it sounds when it comes out of my mouth, disgusts me. Like I don't know why.
Yeah,
I could
It's the
tell.
Anna at the end. I think I don't know. There's something about that.
I can see that.
I don't know. Doesn't
And-
piranha?
And I don't even know what
Like
that.
what words?
Yeah, I don't even know what that describes. Let's
I
look that,
know,
let's look
right?
that
Like-
up. What the hell does that even mean? to be
Yeah, and
honest
that's the
with
thing too. It's like, what is
Americana.
Americana? Is that any music that's made in America? Because that's literally all the music.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
That's
way
here.
too vague.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're in South America or North America, that's Americana music.
Yep. So
But they're going to use other genre names, I feel like, to describe this because it doesn't exist on its own.
yeah. Did you
And
figure it
the
out?
drum- Yeah, man.
Americana is an amalgam of American music formed by the confluence of the shared and varied traditions that make up the musical ethos of the United States. Specifically, those sounds that are merged from folk, country, blues, rhythm and blues, rock and roll, and other external influences.
Why is
So
this
name
happening to
all of
me?
the genres into one category.
Right.
But it just explained my music.
It's like a melting
Exactly.
pot.
I play Americana.
Yeah, you play Americana for sure. It's a melting pot of all those styles.
Oh man, what's happened to me?
Brian, the bearer of bad
I'm
news.
sorry, man.
That's right. I mean, apparently I like Americana, so
Yeah, so tonight we're talking to Dan Riley, Americana
Artist.
aficionado. Yeah,
oh man, I gotta change my Facebook page when I leave here.
exactly.
Don't do it, man. Just hold on. Just a little bit longer.
I'm gonna stick with blues or focus bluesy rock. I think
That
that's-
sounds better.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds different than Americana.
It's definitely longer.
Yeah. But you can't just put Americana on a T-shirt.
I think you could actually.
Can now, yeah.
I think
You
could.
probably should now. Dan Riley, Americana. I mean, really, it's inevitable now.
Oh man.
It's a new campaign ad. We'll sit down and talk about details after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we
That
got some
sounds-
marketing ideas.
Just put Americana across my picture that when you post it.
Oh, I'm
Just-
going to
I'm
now.
gonna be the poster boy for Americana.
That's right. I walked downstairs. I missed the pictures. Were the pictures good? They came out.
Well, you're going to have to wait and
We'll
see.
find out.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
I'll
I'm in
see
them,
what the
so
rest
they
of the
can't
world.
be-
I guess.
To be honest, I didn't even look through them. I was just doing the whole.
Yeah,
You were-
right. Turn back and look at me.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me those
Dragon
pouty
pose.
lips.
And he did the dragon pose.
Yeah.
that
That was
was.
good. That was good.
I don't think I nailed it though. It's
I mean, it could have been a little better,
yeah,
but with more practice.
yeah. I could have been into it more. I just wasn't into the dragon pose tonight.
Yeah.
What do we think about the beer, guys? What do you think about this compared to the first one?
I like it better.
I mean, it's probably 100% better, right? I mean, the pale ale. I mean, don't get me wrong. We discussed this the other night. The Sierra Nevada pale ale, the original, is phenomenal, but things have just grown so much as far as the hop varieties and the way that you can brew and just different adjuncts that you can put into beer, the flavors. Much more flavorful, I think.
Yeah, it definitely has a complex bouquet.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
Very
with the
complex.
vocabulary.
Okay.
I like it. It's brighter, which
All right. I just wanted to kind of come back to it. I mean, people are going to get mad that we didn't talk enough about the beer.
It's got
I don't know. Whatever.
it's got a
Give
more
my number.
citrusy, maybe like orange zestish kind of like
Mango.
kick to it.
Yeah.
Oh, mango.
The
That's what
mango
it
is
was.
what's in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could see orange too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely has that light flavor to it.
Yeah.
But it's got it's got just the right amount of bitterness, I think.
I think so too. I think the first one was a little, although it was only 38 IBUs, but
It was
it
malty.
definitely had more bitterness and dryness to it. This is a little more balanced, I think, than
Yeah.
the other one.
This
I
would
like
be
it.
really good with some spicy food.
Yeah.
Oh,
A little Thai food. maybe
man,
some
Thai
sushi
food.
or
That's
something.
immediately what I was thinking.
Yeah. So let's get a takeout
where's the
menu.
intern?
Let's order something.
Intern.
Order us some Thai food. If only.
Give it a few weeks.
Oh, there we go. I like where your head's at, man. It's fast.
What do you say?
You say give it a few weeks.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you'll have that intern in no time.
I don't have a few weeks.
You
Whoa.
don't have a few weeks? What?
I need Thai food.
Are you making an
now.
announcement?
Yeah. My
You know
doctor
what?
told me I have 2 weeks left to live.
Oh
better
man.
get that
Well,
Thai
that
food.
goes with what I want to really talk about right now, and it's something that I'm a little conflicted about. I have been craving French toast, waffles, and pancakes so badly that I'm probably going to have to go into a sugar coma soon.
Why?
I don't know, man. This is like the third day in a row that I cannot stop thinking about Waffle House.
Really? I go there all the time, but I don't get the waffles and stuff. I just get
I know,
I
but
get
the waffles.
2 orders
man.
of eggs. Well, I get 3 eggs, scrambled with cheese, and I get a double order of sausage, maybe a side of bacon.
I don't care what you wanted.
I know. I'm just
That's so
telling you.
interesting.
You
I
mentioned
want to tell you
Waffle
my
House.
order now.
All
Yeah,
right,
let's hear what you
hear
wanted.
Dan
You
would
get
eat
the
at Waffle
All-Star
House.
breakfast?
No, man.
What, really?
And I used to go in.
Triple hash browns.
Oh my
sorry.
God.
Hold
No,
on.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. Go.
I get triple hash browns with the. And I wish I could remember the scattered, smothered. Like I don't ever remember that. I get it with.
No, you got it.
Yeah, it's-
Scattered, smothered, covered, and chunked, and.
Oh,
But
wow.
I don't know which each one means
Okay.
though. Yeah, I don't remember. So
I
I,
didn't know
get
that they were
the
different.
mushrooms, the tomatoes, jalapenos, and I think it's mushrooms, tomatoes, jalapenos. I think there's one other thing on there, but because I eat like 99% vegan, so
Okay.
I go
That's
on
right.
there. Yeah, I get the hash browns. I get some toast. There is butter on that toast, so that's the 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get a side of tomatoes and a side of pickles.
Nice.
Cut the pickles up into those hash browns.
Sounds pretty
What?
good. Yeah.
It's just, I should see if they can cut those up for me.
I mean,
Just throw them in there.
it used to be the only reason I went there was for the hash browns, but now I've changed my diet, so I don't eat the carbs as much. So
Yeah.
I've kind of eliminated the hash browns for the most part. And I'm just the opposite. I'm more carnivore than I am vegan.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I can go either way. I don't have a.
Are you doing
I
keto
don't go either
or?
way. Let's
Yup.
get that straight. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Ketogenic diet. Yeah.
He has a Keto Dojo page on Facebook.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Another selfless promotion.
Yeah, yes,
But
sir.
you didn't do it. he
Right. He
promoted
did
you,
it.
man.
So
yeah.
2 more. I get to throw something at you this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you bring anything?
No, I didn't. Well, I got stuff over here for sure.
Well, I said
There's
no
stuff
last
with-
time. You're not allowed to start looking.
Yeah.
Stuff within reach.
But that is right. I mean, I loosely follow it.
No.
I ate a slider today, bun and everything. Oh,
What?
yep. Got a little daring, had some carbs. But I'm also lactose intolerant. Another shameless input. God, I said that way too much last time.
You say that every episode.
I
We
know.
know already.
I know.
Jesus.
Woo.
Do not
Woe
send
is
us any
me.
milk.
Don't
Send us beer only, no milk.
Did you get
Beer with
milk
no
deliveries?
Hey, whoa,
Are we
don't
talking
say
to the
that.
milkman now?
Don't say that. I will drink beer with lactose. That nothing better than Pecan Pants is in there has
Alright,
lactose
you'll
in
take
it.
one for the
Oh,
team with the
Yeah.
lactose.
I would probably drink that as well.
I got you.
Oh my god, you want to split it?
All right.
Do you have one in there?
Yeah, I was saving
Well,
it.
All right. Well,
Well,
let's
we're
wait.
not
and
done
then
with
we'll,
Oh no, not right now.
Yeah.
We'll
But
test
that'll
it
be
out.
the dessert finish
Get the finish.
as we leave.
Excellent.
Oh man, I'm so excited now, because I wanted to save it for a good reason or a good time, and I work every night, and every time I get home, it's like, I really don't want to drink it now because it's so late. I'm already kind of tired. I'm not in that sweet spot.
Yeah.
So this is perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you why you haven't gone to Waffle House, but now I know why. Because
Yeah.
the carbs.
Plus,
Is that why?
so that's where I'm conflicted, because it's not so much I guess carbs, sugars, the same difference, but the sugar is what annoys me most. If
Oh yeah.
I eat any, I mean, I try to avoid sugar, but I've been craving the sweet syrupy waffles, man. And that's what I'm gonna have a cheat day and just.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that, man. I used to weigh 300 pounds, so believe me, I know
you
about
serious?
loving food.
300 pounds. What are you
No
talking
way.
about? Wait a minute.
What?
Yeah.
What? And you're what now?
Oh, that's
What
right,
are we?
ultra marathon guy. We wanted to talk
Yeah, we're
about
gonna
this.
talk about it. Wait a minute. I'm going to take a guess. So you're probably 5'10"? Close? 6 foot?
Yeah, I'm 6'1" and a half.
6'1", and I'm gonna guess.
What a look.
I'm gonna guess 185.
No.
Fuck! I was trying to get a gig at the fair for this year, and I can't do
Yeah,
it.
that was a nice compliment, though. Thank you. No, I'm right. I've been between 190 and 200 probably for the past year or so, and I fluctuate. I say that I'm kind of like Oprah. I'm fat and I'm thin. I'm fat and I'm thin. I'm fat and I'm thin. No, that's I don't know.
Reference. I mean, I'm sure Oprah didn't like it, but that's a
No,
good. That's
I
a
heard
good
a
reference.
comedian say it once, I think, and
Yeah.
I was like, "That's me." Like I've probably lost 1,000 pounds in my life, as many
Oh my
times
gosh.
as I've lost 50 pounds and gained 50 back, or lost 40 pounds and gained 60 back. Like I had lost and gained a lot over the years, and so, so I've been maintaining at this weight for a while. I really want to take a few more pounds off, and I swear it's been tough to.
Right.
To
It's always that last little leg. It's like,
Yeah, but I'll get it. I'm gonna get it for sure. So
For sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, I lost over 100 pounds. So
And how'd you do that? I mean, going vegan or just?
no, that was back when I was 31 or 32, and I think it was right when I was turning 32, and.
Well, let's start from the beginning. How did you get to 300 pounds? Let's start there, and then work backwards, maybe.
So I was
Getting
never the
deep.
kid with abs growing up. Like I was always
Amen, brother.
like the soft one. And I don't know if how old are you?
45.
45. So you probably remember the Special K commercial that used to say, "You can't pinch an inch on me." Do you remember that commercial? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so that commercial.
Yeah, the fucking sugary ass fucking Special K cereal.
Yeah. And so I had friends that would tease me and be like, "You can't pinch an inch on Dan, but you can pinch a mile." I'm like,
that's not even funny. I
Oh
don't
my
even know
God.
I'm laughing at that.
Dude, that is so
But kids are great though, right?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
And so that was I just grew up kind of with this mental image of myself, like not being the fit guy, not being I skateboarded, but I wasn't a good skateboarder. I just was bad. Couldn't do
feel
any
that
tricks.
too.
I love to ride. I have 2 skateboards now. I love to get out there and
Longboard?
ride around. No, I just regular boards, and I'll go to the skate park and ride over I can ride up and down the ramps and stuff. And I could.
But you're not jumping and doing rails and all that
No,
kind of stuff.
I mean, I used to be able to grind and do a few little slide tricks,
Oh.
but I could never do flip tricks and stuff at weak ankles.
yeah.
They're always folding in on me. So
If you ever want to do a skateboarding in the skate park photo shoot, let me know.
man, I'll bring my guitar and skateboard with my guitar.
It's perfect.
That's
we're
awesome.
doing it.
I would love that.
But yeah, so that was like I grew up like that, and so I just slowly put weight on over the years. I mean, I remember this is kind of funny. I remember weighing like I think 79 pounds when I was 11. I remember I was camping and I met this girl that I had a little bit of a crush on, like camping weekend kind of crush.
Of course.
And we both weighed 79 pounds. So when we got on the teeter-totter, like it like leveled out.
Balanced.
Yeah, balanced perfectly.
Nice.
79 pounds.
What?
Then the next weight I remember was 220.
Oh.
I don't think I stepped on a scale from the time I was 11 till it's like 18 or something. Like it's just like there's nothing in between. So the lost years. Excuse me, sorry.
No, that's
Laughed
fine.
too hard. Oh my goodness.
So what's your favorite thing to eat then?
Oh man.
Not limited to Waffle House.
Nachos probably.
Oh, yeah, there you
Nachos
go.
and popcorn and nachos, man. I could subsist off of that. But yeah, so I
probably could too. I won't at this point, but
yeah.
What, popcorn?
popcorn was my number one thing to eat for
I
a
s-
long
I still I have popcorn. I try to have popcorn at least once a week. I mean, I just love it, and I just put
good.
spices on it.
Oh, yeah, fancy
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah, man. You put some paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder.
All right, you're going to have to send me this recipe. I'm going to go get some
Dude,
popcorn.
you just take the spices that look good and you put them in there, and they're good.
Yeah.
That's what I do for everything. I'm like, I don't know if this works with this, but I like both of them.
Yeah. Just open the cabinet.
I made some of the best eggs the other day for myself.
Or you
This is
just, like,
top notch.
Make it easy and go to what's that booth at the farmers market? It's like Charleston Spices or something like that, and they have all
Right.
the spice.
Yeah,
mixes. Just grab
yeah.
a couple of those, and they just
Yeah.
Brian.
Probably the same guy that's downtown, right on King Street, the Charleston Spice Company or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
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 Is it Brian? Maybe it's not Brian.
Not sure the name.
Teddy. Is it Teddy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sam.
Sam?
I bought some spices from them at that's like the only thing I bought at the Flowertown Festival was spices from
Wow.
Charleston Spice Company for my popcorn.
What day did you go? For your popcorn? That's even better.
I think it was Friday that I bought the spices.
Nice. How busy was it? Because
Oh, it was-
Saturday got canceled.
Yeah, I mean Saturday morning was busy too. Though Friday was it was like not swamped or anything like that. Saturday morning was actually busier than Friday was.
Wait a minute. Saturday got canceled? What are you talking about?
Well, when it started raining bad, they shut it all down.
Really?
Yeah, around 1
Yeah.
o'clock. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working 12 to 5 or whatever. I didn't know that, but I didn't think they'd shut it down. I thought it was just
Oh, yeah.
rain or shine, whatever.
Within an hour of raining, it was done.
Really?
Yeah, it was raining so hard too. It was like torrential downpours. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still got some of Mike's fried
Pomfrets.
shrimp. No, I got fried shrimp with some kind of
gravy.
aioli. It's like some
Aioli,
kind of
yeah.
garlic aioli or
Yeah,
something. It was
yeah.
delicious.
I love aioli.
I was
man.
running with like a plate covered over it, and I would just pause and throw it in my mouth, and you keep running. It was
Yeah.
delicious.
I had aioli on my dinner tonight.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Because you think it's going to be cream, but it's not. It's like mayo or egg whites.
Yeah. I didn't get to make it down there at all for the festival.
No.
I missed Friday, then I worked Saturday, and then yesterday I just was lazy.
Hey, man,
I was
lazy
doing a
days
lot of
are
research
important.
for this tonight, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of that, did you ever have to follow any kind of strict practicing? Did you ever feel like you didn't want to pick it up ever?
For the guitar.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know I get plenty of times where I don't even remotely want to pick up a paintbrush.
Yeah, no, I definitely go through cycles of creativity and desire to play, and I have gone through cycles, and I never did any rigorous training. My rigorous training was sitting on the couch watching TV, doing scales. Like that was it. Like sit there and do scales while I watch TV. But yeah, I mean, like I said before, there have been times like I haven't picked up the guitar in 6 or 8 months, and I'm like, why haven't I done that? Like, what happened? But I feel like that's not going to happen again because I'm just so into it right now.
Right.
So
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
that
So
too.
what are your goals at this point? I mean,
Great
just playing
question.
for fun right now? Are you playing to try and make this a career? Are you trying to get into a band? I mean, what is Dan Riley's plan for music?
My plan, like my first and foremost plan, is just to keep making it. Keep
Perfect.
I mean, is it more for yourself than other people, or I mean, therapeutic, or what?
Yeah, it's definitely therapeutic.
Yeah,
I got issues, man.
Don't we all?
Just listen to my music, and you will know me front to back. So it definitely is therapeutic. I mean, at this point, with having kids and running a business and trying to be a good husband and like mow the lawn every now and then so the neighbors don't complain, there's not a lot of time there, but I've been making more of an effort to make it out to some of the open mics, like going to the Ice House on Sunday nights, and it's kind of rough on Monday morning getting up for work when I've been up to like 12 or 1 the night before, but I've managed to do it so far. So and just getting out there is more and writing more too. So I've got, and as far as like a band, I wouldn't say so. Goal wise, my goal probably at this point is just to get better. I'm not a technician by any means. I'm kind of sloppy in my in playing the guitar. It's at least how I feel about it. So I could stand to improve there for sure, and get in a little better control over my voice would be good for me too. So I know just the more that I do it, the more that stuff will come to me. So that's the main thing, is just that the goal is to improve right now, but also to just get out there as much as I can. And I've been playing with a friend, known for like a month and a half, but his name's Perth Palmer. He plays slide guitar. And so he's been doing that. We've been getting together and doing that, and he's really good with what he does, and it fits really nicely with what I'm doing too. So if you go on my Facebook page, I'm pretty sure there's me and him playing together on there on the live feed. But
Awesome.
Yeah, just pull that mic in a little bit.
Yep.
A little bit.
Sorry.
Actually, if I could, let's take a quick break.
Yep.
I could change the GoPro. We'll get new glasses, and I'll pour that beer.
All right, we'll take a look at
Sounds
this camera as well.
Yeah. Oh,
So we're doing,
all right, we're good. Yeah.
and I think this one is staying on. It looks like.
Cool. Let
Since
it
it's
ride.
Plugged in. I didn't think it was recording when it was plugged in before, but we're still learning, trying to figure it all out. So what do we got here? We got the. I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't remember the name of it. So
There's
Nutter.
nut and butter.
Oh, nut.
Then a
That's what it
nice
was.
pair of cam pants,
Nuttin'. There's Nuttin'. There we go.
which is a play off of the head brewer at Edmonds Oast.
There's
His name is
Nuttin'
Cam.
butter, then a nice pair of cam pants. Why is my son calling me? Do not call me.
Ooh, Brian.
10% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
There's no IBUs listed. It's a blonde barley wine style ale with peanut butter, lactose, and vanilla.
Yep, I know.
All right. And I've had this before. I thought it tasted exactly like a Nutter Butter. It was a little sweet for me as far as a beer that I'd like to drink a whole full pour of it, so I'm glad we're kind of sharing it.
I can drink it all
But-
day, baby.
If you like Nutter Butters, this is the beer to drink. It's fucking fantastic.
Will you do the honors and pour?
Yeah, if you didn't put it so far away.
I know. Well, I was gonna pour it, and then I forgot that I had to record.
All right, let me try and pull this.
Responsibilities are a bitch.
Here we go. All right, so we got
And we need to cheers this one for the camera.
yeah, for sure.
Oh
All
man.
right, so there's a little bit of a.
Whoa.
Man.
That's not good.
I would have cried.
Yeah, that would have been the last podcast. We would have went our separate ways, I think, at that point. I'm gonna give you a little bit more, Dan, since you're the guest.
All right, fellas.
Oh wait, do we need the can?
All right, we're
The
gonna do
can pants.
a
whatever it's
nice
called.
little campaign shout out, photo, filming, montage. I don't know. I'm rambling.
This is from Westbrook. It's a collaboration with Edmonds Oast, as a matter of fact. So they
It is.
collaborated on this.
Let's cheers this bad boy.
And thanks to Dan for showing
Cheers.
up. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. It's been
Yes.
a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, it's smells like another butter.
Oh,
The smell, the taste. I mean, it's spot on. It is so good.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
oh, rare treat.
Oh, man,
It
that
is
is a dessert
Fucking spot
It
on.
is a dessert.
beer, but now I feel like I need some popcorn. Back on the popcorn.
Dude, popcorn would be so good with this.
Right?
Some salty popcorn to balance out that sweetness. Ooh.
See? That's
But if you have a
That's a
peanut
great
allergy,
idea.
it does contain peanuts. So just a fair warning.
Yes. You don't want to drink that.
Fair.
Oh my
warning.
gosh. I am going to have to. This feels like a nice cigar when you just want to sip it and just
Cigar would be
cherish
good with it. Actually.
every single sip.
Yeah.
I just got one more reason to be sad for people who are allergic to peanuts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, good point.
Yeah, like they'll never have this.
Yeah, and when did
I'm
that
sorry.
happen? I mean, when did people become allergic to peanuts? Is that something from? I don't even know.
I think it's always been that way and people just died.
Oh, people just
Oh
didn't know
my
about
God.
it. That might be. I mean,
Maybe.
yeah, it's not something that just came up in the 21st century or whatever. It's been around. We just didn't know about it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a peanut history expert.
I'm not either. That's a
Should ask-
totally different show.
George Washington Carver.
Just a question.
Yeah.
He'll let us know. He knows about peanuts, man.
Yeah. Or Jimmy Carter. He knows about peanuts as well.
Yep.
From the 80s. He's a president, in case people didn't know.
People in this room.
Yeah.
Not gonna mention any names.
Right.
Whatever, guys.
Young Buck.
That was a low blow. Joke's on you. I don't know many of the presidents.
All right. So transition. Speaking of a low blow, what have I heard? Not going that direction.
Oh, what's happening?
What have I heard about an arm wrestling match between you and Caleb Taylor?
Oh.
What is going on here? Is there beef? Is there something going on?
Oh yeah.
Where's the
yeah.
bookie?
We have a feud that goes way back. We got into a brawl in the middle of Main Street one day.
If you look back through one of my other events that I've had there, you'll see it posted there.
You and Caleb Taylor.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh man, I got a good story about Caleb Taylor too.
All right. Let's
Oh,
hear it.
oh, yeah, I'm excited.
But it's not.
Nobody
really
can get
good.
too much of
It's
Caleb
actually
Taylor.
more about Caleb Choir than it's about Caleb Taylor.
Oh, no.
Because when you first texted me about being on the show, you had a new number, so I didn't have your number, and you were like, "This is Caleb, and I want you to be on my show, Craft Conversations." And I'm like, "Oh, like." I'm like, Caleb, and then I asked you, like, I'm sorry, I think I asked you, who is this? And you're like, oh, this is Caleb. And then I was like, okay, which Caleb? Because I know two Calebs.
Oh,
And you
no.
said Craft Conversations, and I was like, oh,
Caleb Taylor. Erase his old number, put his new number.
Oh, my.
So, Caleb Taylor, if you're listening, I don't have your number anymore.
Wow.
I'll
Caleb
send it to you.
I have
Has
Caleb
been erased.
Choir's number. in
Oh,
your
my
place.
gosh.
So-
I have him on my phone as homegrown Caleb. That's what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he is homegrown. That's the
Homegrown
thing
Caleb.
I love about him. Yeah, so anyway, no, actually, there's no feud whatsoever.
Well, yeah.
I just, I'm a goofy guy and I like to do goofy things. So I pretend that we have a feud and I post it like every 2 or 3 times when I play there. Like I don't post that every time because I don't want it to be like too much because then people might think that there really is a feud or they'll be like, oh, this joke is old. So I'll just like post regular posts and then the feud comes back. It's like Dan versus Caleb arm wrestling.
Well, we brought it up today, or he brought it up. Somebody brought it up. We were sitting there
He did
talking,
not like that.
and
status
He
either.
says that he's going to
What?
win because he lifts heavier stuff
That's true.
because
no.
he lifts beer all day.
I do not have good arm strength or upper body strength. I'll tell you that. I can run all day,
Right.
but don't give me something to lift because my back is bad and my arms are weak.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that. You brought it up. I mean, you could run all day. I mean, how did you get into running? I mean, we talked a little bit earlier about ultra running, and we have maybe a common bond in that. But
I had
Yeah.
no idea where you were going with that. I was like,
No.
oh, no, what did I bring up?
yeah,
Yeah. So when I lost weight, I lost 100 pounds in 6 months.
okay.
So
Wow.
and I kind of finished the story there. It was when I was 32. One day I was sitting at home on my couch watching television and just in pain. My knees hurt, my back hurt, like like not playing with my kids because I was just in pain. And I was like,
Right.
you know what?
And at
like,
this point, you're how much?
like around 300,
Oh,
like
okay.
around
I
290.
got you.
Like 290 and 295, something like that. And I'm like, I'm in pain. Like, this sucks. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm in pain. And I just went to work today. I didn't do like anything crazy. And then it occurred to me, I was like, I could be moving and I would be in pain too. Like if I was doing some kind of exercise, and maybe at least if I was doing that, I might get a little healthier. So that kind of occurred to me. And right around that same time, my older brother came for a visit, and he brought the book Ultramarathon Man by Dean Karnassus.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
I own
it's a easy read, and it's just awesome. He's a good storyteller.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so I read that, and I was like, well, what the heck? Like, he eats pizzas on runs. I'd like to eat pizzas on runs.
Yeah, he would talk about getting a full large pizza and just kind of rolling it up into a burrito and just eating it. Yeah.
Oh man, I could eat
I'm
one
like,
of those right
if
now.
I could like eat a full large pizza and not have to pay for it, I'm in with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's
Wow.
do it.
Dan would pull up next to him and just kind of hand this pizza out the window to him while he's running. Yeah.
Yep. And so, anyway, I was like, ultra marathons. I've never heard of that before. That sounds insane. I think I want to try that. So that's
Okay.
That's how my brain works. It's not right. And apparently Brian's too. So
Yeah.
that's the thing I love most about ultra marathons is you go, and at the starting line, it's like the biggest group of misfits you'll ever see in your life. Like,
Yeah. I mean, the first one I ever did was a 50 miler. It was up in Anchorage, Alaska, Hope, Alaska, actually, not Anchorage. And 50 miles, and there was 12 of us at the starting line. So, yeah, it's not a very big group. I mean, it's a very small niche of people. And 12 of us started off like crazy men at 5:30 in the freaking morning to go through these freaking mountains. 50 miles, the first 38 miles were unsupported, so you had to bring your own pack, your own fuel, your own water. And at mile 38, you finally got an aid station where you could kind of refuel. We'd drop a bag off there and had a change of clothes or whatever. But, yeah, this group of people is just insane. I mean, the ultra runners are
they're
insane.
different breed.
I mean, that's all you
Different
got to say.
breed,
Just
yeah.
insane. Yeah, different breed. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
for
certainly
sure.
sounds insane to me. So
Oh, it's awesome though. And so what I did in that first 6 months when I started losing weight, like once I started, I joined a gym and started going to like cycling classes, and that was like pretty easy on the knees. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And then one of the instructors was like, have you ever done a triathlon? You should do a triathlon. I'm like, look at me, I'm not a triathlete. Yeah, like you're insane. They're like, no, you should just try one. They're cool. Like it'll be a lot of fun. And so I did one of the sprint triathlons at James Island.
right.
And then by the time, so that was in, I think, May, maybe? I think that was when they have their first one. It's like the end of May. And so between January and May, I lost about 50 or 60 pounds, I think, at that
Right,
point.
4
So by the
months.
time I did my first sprint, I was down to like 240 or so. And then I did the rest. I did like all 4 of them, or I think it was four at the time in the series that they have out there. And so I did the rest of them consecutively. And so then in September, by the time I got to the last one, I was down to around 212, 210, something like that. And then in September, there was the Kiowa Island Triathlon, which is an Olympic distance. So the sprints are
The shortest, and there's the Olympic.
Right, sprint is what, 3 miles run, a 12-mile bike, I think, or something, and then a 500-meter swim, something like that, right?
Yeah, it depends. A sprint can be 700 meters too. Like lengths can vary a little bit, but
Right.
that's what it is at James Island. That 512 and 3.1.
Yeah.
But so then I did that Kiowa Island Marathon, and I was swimming at the Crowfield pool up in Goose Creek. That's where I was doing my swim training, and a couple of the guys, they were like, "Oh, you should sign up for an Ironman." And I was like, "That's insane! Like you're crazy."
yeah.
And they're like, "Why not? Like you could probably do an Ironman." And I was like, "All right." Cool. So I signed up for an Ironman. And,
Right. And an Ironman is what? It's a marathon run, right?
Yeah, I can't even remember the distances now. It's been so long. I think it's 1 mile swim,
Something like that, yeah.
12-mile bike ride, and
That sounds about right.
26.2 mile run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
It's the big boy.
Yeah, it's long. It took me 13 hours, right at 13 hours.
Oh my gosh.
But, yeah, so I just went from, sprint triathlon in May to Ironman in October.
Nice.
And by
What
the
a
time
badass.
I was 185, like that was my lowest weight, and yeah, I was doing pretty good. But I was eating, training for the Ironman. You're working out, 3 to 6 hours a day, pretty much, and on the weekends, like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And so I was eating like 5 or 6,000 calories easily a day and losing weight. And so,
sheesh.
after the race,
This is like a
I
machine.
gained like 20 pounds back the next month because I was just like
You continue to eat the same
still
stuff, yeah.
eating but not training. So, because I can pack it away when I'm hungry.
Right.
I don't have the switch that tells me I'm full. I've never had that, so I have to physically like look at the food and how much I've eaten on my plate. I'm like, yeah, that's the size of my stomach. Yeah, I'm full.
Yeah. Were you still trying
Oh,
to during that period, were you trying to do a different diet? I mean, did you just eat whatever, or did you kind of doubt in it, kind of do healthier type options and stuff?
Yeah, definitely was doing healthier stuff, but like on the big training days, I'd like treat myself to a pizza or something.
Treat yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, at that period in my life, same thing. I was doing marathons, ultra marathons. I did a sprint triathlon. That's the biggest distance I did. But at that point, I was thinking I can just eat whatever the fuck I want to eat, and I can run it off. And really, that's not the way you should be. I mean, you should still try and eat healthy, whole foods and things like that. So even though I was doing all those great things, I wasn't the healthiest that I've ever been in my life.
Right. No,
I was kind of a skinny fat, is what they call
junk
it.
food.
Yeah.
Junk food athlete, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can relate with that. Like pizza, Cape Cod chips, and French onion dip, and Oreos were like my go-to for like post long training day meals. Like just get all 5,000 calories in one sitting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's embarrassing.
And it used to be I was very high carbs. I was trying to run off of carbs, and now I've switched fuels. I'm trying to run off of fats now, so I've stopped doing all that stuff. But like that 50 miler at mile 38, at the aid station there, of course they got aid. If you need Band-Aids, some Vaseline, whatever,
Oh my god.
for your injuries and blisters and what have you. They had nothing but Coca-Cola and potato chips and M&Ms and just all these super carb-heavy stuff that you wanted to kind of fuel yourself with to get you through that next 12 miles. And at this point, I would throw up if I ate that stuff at mile 38. But
you know what I found? What I like to use is the nut butters that come in the little packs. Like I forget the brand name. But it's like maple almond butter.
okay,
That's awesome. That's great. Like
right, just
I
like a
think I know
gel
what
or a
you're
goo
talking
or
about.
something.
yeah, I can't do gels and goos. They just make me sick.
I mean, I used to, but
Really?
I can't do them anymore.
Yeah,
No.
I could never do them. I tried them a couple times and like just messed me up, my stomach up, and even sports drinks. Like I can't do any of the powdered sports drinks. I just go with water and saline tabs, like, and that's it.
Yeah, I do a lot of the salt tabs and stuff too, the electrolyte powders and things. Yeah.
But those aid stations is like the best part of the races, man.
Yeah.
That's
For sure.
all those M&Ms and oh man, good times.
Yeah. What are you doing now?
I knew that thing was gonna die.
It's gonna die soon, so I've been recording
Oh, okay.
just in case it died.
Do we need to hook up a phone or something?
Well, this is gonna record, so we can keep going.
Is this thing still on? Can you still see a light on top?
Yeah, it's all red, so I don't know what that means, but
No, red is good. Red is
Okay,
recording.
Red is
So.
recording.
well, we're also at 150,
Oh, really?
hour and 50 minutes.
Fuck. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's only 10:40 though. I mean, if you wanted to kind of wrap it up, or maybe have Dan play some songs, or
Well, yeah. I mean,
do you have anything else you wanted to cover?
I think the showcase is. We want to hear some fucking songs for sure.
Definitely want
I
to
mean,
hear
really.
some
I mean,
fucking
that's why you're
songs.
on. We want to promote your music and try and get people to come out and see your shows and whatever. I mean, it's the whole reason you're on. Well, I don't know if it's the whole reason, but we're here for for that
Lottery.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to play.
So I've got 3 songs that I'm interested in.
Oh, you went with 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know
Yeah, he did.
Caleb had an idea. I'd love to have you sit at the table here and we can film it and see some different angles. But Caleb had an idea of what'd you call it? The carpet
wall sessions.
The carpet wall sessions. So we're thinking about that. I think it's a cool space. You got some cool lighting. You got this carpet thing behind you. It's kind of different, but one thing I saw, and maybe I'd like to see you maybe play here at the end of the table, is you played a song for your cousin, Becky Lee, called One Day.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You remember that? By Mattis Yahoo.
Oh,
yeah. It's a
Jewish rapper.
one name type thing.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I said, well, you know what? Fucking Becky Lee loves that song. Why don't we play that for Becky Lee tonight? And you can send this podcast to her and give her a shout out to that. And I think it would be great. I think it would be something kind of cool.
Shameless promoting.
This a younger cousin, older cousin? I mean, what's the age on Becky?
She's actually my wife's cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, and she came down, like a month ago or so, and visited. And it's the first time we've really gotten to spend time with her. And
came down from where? Rhode Island or something?
From Maine. She
okay.
was in Maine, yeah. So she came down for about a week, and her parents were in Myrtle Beach, so she spent some time in Myrtle Beach. But she also ended up spending some time with our family. And it's been a long time since my wife was able to hang out with her, and it was cool. They ended up staying some extra days that they weren't expecting to stay, but we just had such a great time. Like, she's an awesome person. I consider her part of my family. So yeah.
Very cool. And like I said, I got 3 things. I don't know if you know how to even play them. You know, if you got them in your head or whatever. If it's something that you can play. If not, just tell me fuck off. I can't play that right now. I don't know. I don't remember the lyrics or whatever. But I think that would be a cool one to start off with.
Cool.
To be honest with you. So if you want to grab a mic and.
All right.
Yeah. So how do you want to do this? I want to show you guys.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got the EQ set to flat vocals, so I could probably change it to. I don't know.
Is there like
guitar?
a music setting or something? Or guitar?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Clear,
whoa,
acoustic,
what's that?
whatever.
Is that a mini amp?
No. This thing is cool, man. I just got this like a few weeks ago, and it's like a mini recording studio.
Okay.
Whoa.
So yeah, if you can't see what we're looking at here, which you may or may not be able to, depending on the cameras that on, he's pulled out this thing that's about the size of
Yeah, you can. Where's the camera here?
Yeah, just camera here, maybe this camera here.
Yeah. So it's called the Spire.
Okay.
Ooh.
And it's a newer device, but it's really affordable.
I want to say it's less than $400, and so it's cool. It just makes recording super simple, and so I'm like I said before, I'm not like audio wise like anytime just getting into GarageBand or I had Pro Tools on my. I was trying to learn that on my Mac for a while, and just like could not really get the hang of it. So I
understand.
It's tough, and so this thing is literally like you just push the power button if you want to record. You hit new song, do a sound check, hit new song, and start recording. And you can either it syncs with an app on your phone, so you can literally do the mixing on your phone, or you can store it on here and then download it later. Okay. So it's cool. So like that's why I brought it tonight. I just wanted to test it out. I've only played around with it at home, so I figured I just bring it and like.
Should we turn our mics off?
Your mics?
Will it interfere? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no,
so
I don't think
you want to record what you're playing, and then you can send me that file.
Yeah, I'll send you the file.
Love it.
So
right. This is our first time, guys. First recording on the episode on the.
We may have to get one of
podcast,
these.
So,
honestly, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So this is going to be something new for us. So if it comes out great, you're welcome. If it doesn't, we're sorry. We'll try again next time.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this too is it has on the back it's got a 1/4" and XLR inputs with phantom power, so you can run a condenser mic off of it. And
right, the same stuff we got here. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a condenser mic on the front.
Nice.
So built-in
So it
condenser
picks up
mic. So I'm just
quite
gonna try
well.
using that and see what it does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Excellent.
it's worked fairly good so far.
And
so.
that's what we're going to do. When we have you go in the corner, we're going to use this mic here. This is a condenser mic, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could also use the same thing.
Right. We'll do the same
Yeah,
thing.
we'll do both. You
Yeah.
know, see what.
Oh, it even glows.
You could
It's so
mix.
cool.
You could mix them if you do both.
Right. So
I
this
just
is tune up whatever, but this is going to be what did I say? One Day by what's the name again?
Mattis Yahoo. Or Mattis Yahoo. I don't know how.
Mattis. I think it is Mattis. MATISYA. Whatever.
Yeah, that dude
That guy.
is super cool though. That guy's awesome, man.
Right. And this is going to be for
Becky.
Becky Lee.
Mm-hmm. All right, I just do have to tune up real quick. I think it sounds like
Yeah, man. Take your time.
I finished my dessert first.
You guys have been drinking your beer so quickly.
Well, that's because this is the ones we started with tonight.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that's
I
true,
started
that's
with
true.
about 4 other ones. Yeah, before we started.
Yeah, I didn't have anything before it
What
came.
do we got?
Actually, I take that back. I had like half of a PBR because I used it the other half in cooking dinner tonight. So
Peanut butter
Use the
peanut butter
PBR to
raspberry.
no, man,
No.
the blue ribbon of beers, or was it like for? All I know is it's won more awards than anyone else apparently. So.
Man, an hour
PBR?
and 50 minutes already?
No,
That went by so quickly.
I know. I don't.
You said 150, right?
Well, it's at 157 now.
Okay. God, that went by so fast.
Yeah. I did. All right, so I'm just gonna do sound check and play real quick.
I mean, it seemed effortless, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Yeah. All right, got it. All right. So what I did, I just hit the sound check button, and it like sets your levels for you.
Right. Gives you some
So I'm
feedback.
gonna do new song. I'm just gonna record.
So excited, guys.
Thanks for having me on here.
Sometimes I lay under the moon. I thank God I'm breathing. And then I pray, don't take me soon. 'Cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown. But I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been praying for the people to say that they don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, one day. One day, oh, 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 one day, one day, oh, 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 oh. It's not about win or lose, 'cause we all lose when we feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood drenched pavement, keep on moving, though the water stay raging. In this maze, you can lose your way. Don't might drive you crazy, but don't let it phase you. No way, no way. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that they don't wanna fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, one day, one day, oh, 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 one day, one day, one day, oh, 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 oh. There's all change, people the same. Down with the violence, stop with the hate.
Thanks.
I would
Excellent.
clap, but I can't.
Excellent. That's for you, Becky Lee.
Yeah, and sorry for messing it up a few times, but
No,
I got
that was
through it.
fucking fantastic. I loved
I
it.
didn't even notice that you messed up.
I
That was
definitely did.
I didn't either. I was into it.
That's what people always say, and I never believe them. People are like, "Oh, you messed up. I didn't notice." I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
thanks for being
you're
nice.
probably not musicians or whatever. They didn't hear anything, but I didn't hear anything, to be
that's cool.
honest.
I think that's one of the reasons
You'll hear
I'm
it
so
play
bad
that.
at editing audio is I'm completely tone deaf. I cannot pick up pitch to save my life.
And I was
Slayton,
thinking,
I'll tell you where it is.
Yeah,
Right there.
he's been helping me.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, we've had so much help with levels and sound and all this kind of stuff. But I was thinking, man, I wish you could have hooked up your own phone and done your live thing that you
Oh yeah,
normally
no, I
do.
wanted to do that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe
let me do
the
that.
next song we can try and hook up
Yeah.
your live feed and try and get you.
So, yeah, I like
online
to
as
say
well.
something before I meant to do that too. Thank you for reminding me, Brian.
But
Totally
I don't know.
forgot.
Did you have any requests?
what was the song that you sent me? I really like that.
That's what I'm getting to. I want to finish with that. Actually, I think that's a great song, and I hope he knows.
I didn't pick any, but I do know I have about enough filming for. I might be able to fit 2 more songs. So
Okay.
All right.
Well, I got
we
two.
should probably wrap it up.
I got
after
2
this.
songs.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Finish with the 2 finale.
All right. So let me ask you about this. So I had written a note about a song called, and I just realized that you're not left-handed, right? You're right-handed.
Yeah, because the Facebook when you take the video, it flips
Right.
it
Heard
for
it.
some
So I
reason.
saw
Yeah.
a song called "Left-Handed Boy," and I'm thinking,
Oh,
okay, he
yeah.
wrote this song about himself. He's left-handed, but now I realize you're not left-handed, so the camera is
No.
skewed. But what's that song about?
So that song, let me see. Hey guys, I'm live. What's up? I'm just gonna leave that there.
Nice, yeah. Do it.
So let me show you who I'm with here, though. First, I'm with Brian.
What's up,
Dale
guys?
Senior over there. I'm with Caleb Quire,
Hey.
whose phone number is now under Caleb Taylor. You don't know about that, but you'll find out about that when you
That's
listen to the podcast.
Now who's Bizarro?
But yeah, so Left-Handed Boy. So that's just so kind of the inspiration for that came from stories that my dad used to tell me growing up. He was in Catholic school, and
Right, and I heard that. I thought that was you, but
yeah, no. So that was my dad, and he went to Catholic school, and like he knew kids that like got their knuckles beat because they were left-handed, because left means sinister, and so yeah, and so that's always something that kind of stuck with me. That was like, man, that's like, who came up with that? Because that person is so messed up. Like you're left-handed, and you're like, that has to be beaten out of you. And then like they convince these ladies who have dedicated their lives to God and are probably otherwise like really good people to like beat the left hand out of you. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's always not sat right with me. And
I bet some of those nuns enjoyed it.
oh man, I don't want to think about it, but
Guess that was a little dark, wasn't it? Whoops.
well, that happens. I mean, that's life, right? There is a lot of darkness out there.
yeah.
And so this is kind of about that. My older brother is left-handed, so I always think of like what he would have had to go through if he went to Catholic school. And then it's just about trying to change something that's really hard to change, or maybe doesn't even need to be changed, but you feel like it does because of what you've been told.
Good.
That's
So
deep. I like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Totally different than what I thought it was, but let's do it.
worn out knuckles and wearing shame were just another part of his day. Sister Mary Elizabeth called out his name, not because he had something to say, but he would try at night. He'd sit up really late and write the same words. A left-handed boy, when we learn
dirty dishes and laundry piles. What he always came home to, hugs and kisses and little smiles, were far from the love he knew. But he would try at night, sit up really late and write the same words. Left-handed boy, when will you learn? However hard he tried, he could never find a way. A place that he could start to see colors other than gray. A rainy Sunday brought the answer to his prayers. She was better than he deserved. She reassured him and showed him that she cared. Sooner or later he knew she'd turn. But he would try at night, sit up really late and write the same words. Left-handed boy, when we learn. Left-handed boy, when we learn. Left-handed boy.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Love that. Yeah, I got a totally new meaning for that. I mean,
What were you
like I said, I thought that you were a left-handed boy, and this was your story growing up, that you
Yeah.
had this Catholic upbringing and shame and all this kind of stuff with being
Yeah.
left-handed. But
No, I mean, and there's definitely parts of my youth interspersed in there, and you know, at the end there, just kind of like something that I think people can relate with. You know, just I think sometimes feeling like a fraud. Like,
right,
once this person finds out who I really am, then they're just gonna go like
Bail.
anybody else. Like, you know. So I don't know. But yeah, I guess.
yeah, it's a super catchy tune. I mean, very
Thank you.
melodic. I love it. It flows very well. It's fantastic.
Thank
I mean,
you, yeah.
that's
It's
why I requested
super
it, actually.
simple too, and that's like all of my songs are like. If I could play a song with one finger, I will do that
Yeah.
because I can handle that.
That's fine. I mean, Kiss made a whole living on that, right? Like 2 or 3 chords. I mean, that's all
Yeah.
they freaking did all day. But
Yeah.
we got time for one more.
Yeah, I say we
Space for one
bust
more?
out the carpet wall session finale.
All right. Well,
All right, carpet wall session.
what I would
it
like to
is.
hear, unless you got something else you'd rather play, Dan, that's totally up to you. But probably one of the most favorite things I've heard from you since I've been listening to your music is a song called "We Could." It's an original from
Oh,
you.
okay. Yeah.
Do you have
Cool, yeah.
time for that? You
I can
got
do
it
that.
in your head?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We'd like to set up the chair over here in the carpet, the carpet wall.
Yeah.
And kind of do that with the backdrop and finish up with that maybe.
Yeah, sounds
Sounds
great.
great. Awesome. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's do that one more time. Yeah. I'm ready.
We could talk all night or hang out on the couch together silently. We could freedom fight or sit shackled tight, and that would be just fine. But you know that we could. I know that we won't. We could fly on kites, pink bullets bold and bright. We know how that ends. Cutting tangled strings, crashing to the ground. Why do that to a friend? You know that we could. I know that we won't. It wouldn't turn out good, but we could. We could. What's good is rarely easy. I found that to be true. Or maybe that's just for me. But don't let me speak for you. You know that we could. I know that we won't. It's gonna turn out good, 'cause we should. 'Cause we should. That was better.
Wow.
So funny story. That song is actually about me and my wife. I hired her for a marketing position. Yeah, and well, actually, so I hadn't dated anyone in like 2 years, and I was at a point in my life where it's like, I've got my kids, I've got my business. I don't need any, like, I'm done. Like, I'm not
Right.
trying to get married again. Like, not into that game.
Yeah.
And so
I feel you.
So she responded to my interview, and she had like this portfolio online, and I looked at it, I'm like, man, this is like, she's super talented. And so then she came in for the interview, and I was talking to one of my other guys when she came in. We were kind of in a conversation already, and so when I saw her, I was like, oh man, like, I'm in trouble. And so I literally made her wait like 15 minutes. I had this small office, is like maybe 200 square feet, and like she sat in this chair over there where I finished this conversation that I was having that was really about nothing and not important, but I just couldn't even look at her and talk at the moment. Like, in the first 5 minutes of our conversation, I was just like trying to make words come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And so 3 hours later, I was like, was that an interview or a date? Because I feel like that was a date. But anyway, so I called her up the next day, and I was like, hey, like, I want to have a second interview. She's like, right, yeah, second interview. Like, no, seriously, there's a few things, like, in talking to you that I want to discuss. Like, I think there are, like, specific things that we need to be aware of your strengths and weaknesses that we need to work together on. And I called her out, like, there were a few things that I was like, hey, like, I see this about you. Like, I think we need to approach, if we were going to work together, we need to approach things. So it was all business. And I was trying to stay business, believe me. And she was too. But that lasted like 2 or 3 weeks. And we were like, do you want to just date instead? Because I think that would be way more fun than working together.
Yeah.
And so
4 months later we were married.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
What a story.
never looked back. Like, just the love of my life. She's awesome. So
Nice.
yeah.
When this airs Friday, you're so getting laid.
Yeah, that's happening. That is happening. Oh man! But yes, that's what that song was about. It's just like, we shouldn't do this. But we could. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd
That's
probably
awesome.
be cool.
That's why I connected. I mean, I feel that. I like it.
Thanks, man.
I love that
Thanks.
song.
Yeah. Cool.
Americana.
Dan Riley, Americana. That's my jam, yo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up.
Sweet. Awesome. That was fun.
So, on that note, Mr. Dan Riley, we will talk to you soon.
Yeah,
See you
man.
guys.
Talk to
See
you
you at
soon.
the Porch Jam, May 13th. Come
wait.
on out. Southwest Promotion.